And hello again, YouTube. It is Thursday, July 7th, 2022, 6:35 a.m. Let's see what time my receipt says. It says 6:33 a.m. on my Costco receipt, and I should probably... traffic. Dang, I hate this stereo. The knob, the volume knob, it's kind of, it's like not a real knob. It's like a fake digital knob. I don't even know really what you call them. But it does this thing here where...
to ultimately make salt water drinkable. But the governor is focused on making sure that once the water is processed, it remains affordable for Arizonans. Governor Ducey vetoed a measure that would have asked voters in Maricopa County to extend a half-cent sales tax. That tax funds transportation projects, and Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego is furious.
It's very disappointing.
Well, I'm not happy about that either. That's always been a ballot measure for people to just vote on.
Mayor Gallego
and it's always gone to good use. 37 years.
Broad bipartisan support.
My God, I never thought I would agree. I never thought I would side with Mayor Kate over Governor Ducey, but that moment just happened. Why the hell would he veto that crap?
Ducey says he vetoed the bill in part because it calls for an expensive special election next spring when turnout is likely to be low. Deborah Dale, KTAR eyes on the economy as the tourism industry grows in Arizona, so does the popularity of short-term rentals, which have caused issues for some Valley homeowners.
That tax largely went to making our freeways decent and making our streets decent, and also public transit. So yeah, not happy that. And ultimately, it went to the people to decide. So. Wow, thanks for taking our decision away from us, Governor Ducey. Anyway, when I said at the end of the last video I was going to continue what I was talking about, and do I remember? Priscilla, yesterday morning, yes, I do remember. So she climbed in bed with me, and trying to be like really sweet, but like I'm just super uncomfortable. Like I don't even know what to say. I'm so upset, but I'm not trying to be angry. I'm just kind of like, like I don't know. I'm just fed up at this point. 90% of the time, either jump my bones or move the fuck out. One or the other. Like that's where I'm at this point. And Or you've paid your rent for the end of the month, you've paid most of your bills, like just go, either go back to the living room and play that bass guitar that your boyfriend gave you, or go into my daughter's room that you've destroyed and go to work. One or the other, or maybe clean the kitchen. That would be nice. Yes, clean your mess in the kitchen. That'd be great. But I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just being quiet at that point, just quiet and reserved and withdrawn more than anything. But I'm certainly not holding her. She's kind of trying to hold me, but I'm not holding her back. But I forget what all we said. I almost feel like I need something to be recording in there just so I can review it later and remember, because so many things I just forget. And at 6:38, 6:39 a.m. Still not home. So yeah, it's looking like she stayed the night with somebody else again. I did kind of vent what was going on. I did kind of vent about what was going on with me on one of the subreddits I'm kind of active on Reddit, and somebody just like, wait, your girlfriend's doing this, what are you, a cuck? That's something I haven't been been called before, but God, am I? I don't know. I haven't responded to him. I saw that during one of my 15-minute breaks, and I had certainly better things to do than respond to that. Hey, look, we got kitties on the wall. Morning, kitties. You guys don't gotta run. Hope Priscilla's been feeding you guys. Wow, the one on the left has super pretty eyes. You got blue eyes. Yes, you do. You're all too pretty to be strays. Anyway, well, there's another one. I've seen that one before. Morning, kitten. Oh, I know, you're scared. The feral cats around here are so skittish. Except for one, the one I've been calling Fluffy Cat. It still hasn't let me pet it, but it comes close to me and kind of looks at me. It doesn't meow to me. I've had some that actually kind of talk to me, but it just kind of sits and looks at me while I talk to him or her. I'm not sure if it's a male or female cat, but anyway. I've got a big old beer can in the alley. Anyway. I know part of me is thinking maybe I need to get some surveillance cameras for my place, and at least then I would know, hey, when she's actually coming and going, and if she's bringing some dude home to my place, at least I would know, because I'm absolutely not cool with that. I mean, I don't think she's done that. To be honest, I think she's will probably be embarrassed if this guy that she's seeing saw just how absolutely messy she is. I don't think she's trying to let him see that. I don't know what's up with that, but she certainly denied the boyfriend thing. I'm trying to remember if that was the conversation that we had yesterday morning, or actually I think that was yesterday morning. Another kitty. Maybe it's the same kitty and darted over this way. Oh yeah, no, that was a conversation yesterday morning, but it was before we went into the bedroom. It was when we were still out in the living room and she's still dinking around on her base. That's what she said. She goes, you've got you got something waiting for you on your bed. I was hoping it would be an Asian hooker. It wasn't. And what it was a little gift bag, which she likes to make the little gift bags, whenever she throws a party for everybody. It's kind of weird that she would have saved one for me in light of the whole situation, but and I don't know that she even specifically saved one for me. Maybe she just put one together to mess with my emotions. But my friend had told me about the guy that she's been going to Wander Inn with, and who told me that she was there at the birthday party, and about the guy, and that he gave her that bass. She mentioned that she didn't get, that she was giving those bags to everybody, but that she didn't get one of those bags. She also said that Priscilla disappeared for after all these people showed up for what was supposed to be her birthday, that she disappeared that there was lots and lots of food. So great. That Priscilla put out a big spread of food for lots of people, and she provided it. So good to know she's got money for that, but can't seem to pay her entire internet bill, or come up with the money to get her own place. But anyway, she also told me that she had Yeah, it said that she didn't get one of those gift bags. She was giving those little gift bags to everybody. But that when she disappeared, she said she was going to get more food, and then she was gone for like an hour, and that a lot of people that were, well, I don't know, a lot of people, she said there's several people that were there for her birthday party seemed kind of frustrated that they were there for her birthday party and she wasn't there for like an hour. And yeah, that kind of sounds like a Priscilla thing to do. Anyway, so yeah, that was not last weekend, but the weekend before. The weekend that I vlogged and said that I was at, I went to rode the bus to Old Brass Rail. I was without a car that weekend. I was without a car that weekend. That's so funny. Priscilla's saying, she told me that she thought I would show up. Really? When I don't have a car? Jesus. She has no concept of what my life is like when I don't have my car. That's right. That was the weekend that I was getting my air conditioner replaced. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, I rode the bus to Old Brass Rail to meet Raul and his friends that were having the friend that was having the birthday, who he figured for sure I knew, but I didn't. And when I realized my phone was going to die, I just bounced. Well, St. Francis Cemetery is open. I'm not used to this gate being open when I come by. This will be a scenic walk. A super beautiful mausoleum here with some really ornamental stained glass. There, you can see it now. The glare was making it to where I couldn't really see it. No, just trying to make some video of the stained glass. It's really impressive. There's a really cool looking one on the other side of the building too. Where's that at?
That's at 52nd Street. It's at, well, they call it St. Teresa Avenue, whatever street. St. Teresa Street. It's,
oh, you mean the church?
Yeah. It's right before, it's on Thomas.
Yeah, no, I know exactly where it is. There's a stoplight there and a bus stop there. I've never actually gone in there, but yeah, I've walked by it before.
In there is
Oh, I'm sure.
beautiful.
I'm sure. I mean, I would imagine they're semi-connected to this place.
Yeah, they are. They're all the diocese of.
It's a cool statue. I've never seen it in the daytime. It's a really cool looking statue.
Remind me of my dad. He loved all this.
I love this stuff. The prayer of St. Francis before the cross at San Germano.
The cemetery in Glendale.
No, I never go to Glendale for anything. I avoid Glendale like the plague.
You don't like the west side?
No. There's a right and a wrong side of I-17, and that's on the wrong side.
Well, I lived there for 23 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't that bad then. Now it's gotten worse.
Yeah. Enough shootings happen on this side. I'm not trying to be on that side.
Oh, is there more there?
Oh, way more. Way more shootings on the west side than the east side, yeah.
You don't hear about it.
Oh, I hear about them. I guess you must not follow news.
I try not to.
Oh.
I mean, not that I try not to. I listen to Christian radio.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, no, I mostly listen to news radio.
So, and it's broadcast from a different state. They have a tower here in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's just satellite syndicated stuff.
But they're not broadcasting local news. Stop.
That's too bad. Looks like it's a prayer there. That's a cool looking statue.
Anyway, there's a cemetery there. On 61st and Northern. And there's a statue of Jesus with the 3 lambs. He's holding one and then there's 2 on the bottom.
With the what?
3 lambs.
Oh, okay, cool.
They call Jesus the pure lamb.
Yeah, sure.
He's a good shepherd. So he's got the one in his arm and then the 2 on the bottom. And
I've seen paintings of that.
I love that statue. Every day we would walk.
Whereabouts is the cemetery where the statue is? That sounds really cool.
61st Avenue and Northern.
Yeah, I never go to that part of town, but
Well, if you ever take the Thomas bus, get off at.
I mostly drive these days. I finally got my car back.
Okay,
but-
well then just.
But yeah, 61st and Northern. I mean, I know where that is. I was a cab driver.
Go on the 50 to 51 to get off.
Yeah, no, I was a cab driver for a long time. I know how to get to pretty much anywhere. I just don't have much reason to go to that side of town anymore.
See the cemetery is really the statue. And of course, the statue is weathered. And I even said that to them. Why don't you clean the statue up once in a while? But they paid no mind to me. But it still is a beautiful statue. You stand like underneath it, it looks like it's looking at you, you know.
Wow.
I've prayed many times, you know. I don't worship statues, but I worship the beauty of the statue.
Right on.
You know?
I definitely appreciate well done statues.
Yeah, because my father was an artist, and and then after he worked at Con Ed as a commercial artist, so he got burnt out, but painting, you know. But,
Yeah, I know commercial artwork is rough because basically you're on somebody else's dime and somebody else's schedule, so you can't really be free to do your art when you're like that.
Yeah, so he got kind of sick of it, but then he started taking pictures. You know, I guess all of his life he took pictures, but mostly when he retired he took a lot. And it was, he just loved statues, and trees, and sunsets, and
Nice.
Yeah.
And the last really notable statue I took some pictures of and went to see. There's a monument to Sacagawea in Portland, Oregon. My daughter lives just outside of Portland in Beaverton, and I went there to visit her. And during the day, I did a lot of exploring of Portland and found that monument. It was pretty impressive. You know, because that's where the Lewis and Clark expedition ended, was in that area.
Where is this now?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
Well, you're a friendly little doggy, aren't you?
Oh, she's very good. She hates other dogs. And every time we walk and there's another dog,
It freaks out.
yeah.
I'm not really a dog person, but she seems really sweet. What's up, doggy? I think I'm gonna head on up to Circle K. I was wanting to get my morning drink before I go to bed, but
Oh, did you work all night?
yeah, I work graveyards in a warehouse for Amazon.
Oh,
Drive a forklift all night.
okay.
Yeah, it's a job. So many people are struggling right now, and I'm not exactly not struggling, but at least I know I got my rent covered. And I'm not going to starve. So
That's what I'm freaking out over. I cover my rent, but I don't know how long I'm going to be, because I get $817 a month, and my rent is over $1,000.
yeah,
I
it
got to
doesn't.
keep using my own money.
Yeah, that's not really Yeah, the math is not working for a lot of people these days. I came dangerously close to becoming homeless. I want to say about 6 months ago. And like 2022, 2021 were both really, really rough for me. And the only
Get
thing,
help from anywhere?
not really, no. I've been working under the table for years, so.
How do you do that?
What do you mean?
How do you work under the table? 'Cause
You
that's what I want to do.
provide services, and people pay you cash for those services.
What kind of service?
Like say I paid you $50 to mow my lawn, I just give you $50 cash. You know, mostly what I was doing is DJ and karaoke hosting services. I was also for a while doing contract charging for a electric scooter rental company. Did really well with that. I was so threw me for a loop because I kind of let all my karaoke gigs go just to do that more frequently.
Yeah.
In was October of 2019. It just got to the point I was making more money doing the scooters, and I was kind of burned out on dealing with drunk people. Had my fill of catering to drunk people, and
Well, I'm flying a sign
oh,
when
ouch.
I can. I mean, what do you get with that? You might get 10 or 20 bucks.
People telling you to get a job.
Yeah, and I can't work.
and seriously dehydrated.
And I can't work.
So what is it? Is it so you got disability coming in through Social Security?
No, I mean, I'm 63,
Oh,
so now I get my Social Security, and it's 817 because I worked as a waitress for 33 years, but it's not enough.
yeah, it never is.
Not enough.
Yeah, I was getting, and I was getting Social Security as well, but I was doing all my
Don't
DJs.
start eating stuff.
I was doing all my DJ stuff as well. But yeah, I was doing all my DJ stuff as well, and then the scooter stuff. But I was getting Social Security for I've got some mental health issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really high functioning from what my diagnoses are, but
What are your diagnoses?
schizoaffective disorder and bipolar axis 2.
Uh-huh.
So.
And now, are you SMI?
Oh, I've been SMI since like the mid '90s. Yeah.
So you should get vouchers for your rent.
I did for a long time. I lost my voucher. I lost my voucher for my rent because I have a 2-bedroom apartment for me and my younger daughter. And right at the beginning of the pandemic, her mother disappeared with her. Kidnapped her about 2 years ago. And when it came time for new, they're just like, well, your daughter's not living there. I'm like, well, I still have custody of her. I don't know where she is. And they're like, well, we need to have proof that she's physically with you, otherwise you don't qualify for it. Now, I could have continued with the program and moved to a 1-bedroom, but I have way too much stuff to move, and I don't want to lose, you know what I mean? I didn't want to. It was kind of a choice. Do I keep my housing voucher, but then try to figure out how I'm going to move all my stuff? And I didn't have a vehicle.
Is it hard to get, like, if you say you're SMI or a doctor says you're SMI, is it?
Oh, you don't say you're SMI. That's a determination made by a doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
So if a doctor says that, then what's the next step?
I don't really know. I didn't. You know. I mean, I was kind of going to the government clinic, mental health clinic. I think back then it was ComCare. It's changed hands so many times. Like it was ComCare, and then it was Choices, and at one point it was Value Options. It was Value Options for a long time. Like now, I think it's called LifeWell.
So you got to go to the clinic.
Yeah, you got to be seeing a
that on
doctor.
Oak?
There is one on Oak.
Yeah.
Now, I don't go to that one, but I go to one that's in Central Phoenix. But I've had the same case manager for, Jesus, I want to say no.
Do you take medication?
I don't anymore. I used to. At this point, my doctor's okay with me just kind of knowing my symptoms and kind of being mindful of my symptoms and seeing a therapist on a regular basis. But yeah, if my
So
issues...
now, did the police mess with you or anything? Because you're SMI?
Not at all. Why would the police know that?
Because that's what I was afraid of.
Why would police mess with him? I mean, you've got a right to privacy. You don't even have... You know, if the police ask you your name, if they can't articulate a reason to suspect that you're doing a crime, you don't even have to give them your name or your ID.
If you have an accident, does it say on your license medication?
Fuck no. No, I have a regular driver's license.
You don't have to say you're on medication for your
No.
license?
No. Now, it's illegal to drive under the influence of any kind of medication that would impair your driving. I mean, that's the same as driving drunk.
That's why I worry if they see SMI, they're going to say, do you take medicine?
Why would they see that? Why would they know that? Why would you tell them that?
Okay.
No, but I mean, why would you tell
I
them
just
that?
want to make sure that there's no connection.
Why would you tell the police that? I don't tell the police my name unless they have a legal cause to know my name.
Well, I just don't
My name
know
is-
what's
my name is
reported
American
to
Citizen.
the police, what they can find out on their computers.
Well, keep in mind, I mean, there's HIPAA laws, and that greatly restricts what people can know, what people can know about
So
your...
with this gun thing, and mentally ill, it could.
Yeah, I'm really bothered about a lot of the red flag laws and stuff that they're putting in place because I think they can be abused in that manner. Although I'm a convicted felon, so I'm not supposed to have a gun anyway, so I don't worry about that too much. But yeah, at this point I could petition for my rights back, my gun rights back, and I've been thinking about it. But yeah, I wonder how that would go. But I know that's not a direct, like, police don't have direct contact with that. I mean, they can look at my, if they have, if they run my license plate, that's obviously going to come back, that I'm the owner of the vehicle. It's going to show them I have insurance. It's going to show them I have current registration. It's going to show them my driving record. Probably show them my full criminal history. But as far as like my medical stuff, that's protected by HIPAA laws.
But they really do give you vouchers?
Well, it was a long waiting list to get on it. I mean, you pretty much need to be homeless the entire time. If you come up with like a real home between the time you apply and the time that you get it, then you no longer qualify. So I was homeless for about 2 years trying to get it.
They didn't tell me that. There's some guy that works, was trying to tell me you should register for SMI and then they'll give you vouchers.
Who was telling you that?
Some caseworker that's trying to help me. He's not my caseworker.
He's not your caseworker. Well, he's not wrong.
He's a volunteer. Yeah, he is kind of wrong. I'm not going to be homeless for 2 years.
Well, keep in mind those voucher programs, they're for people who are homeless. If you're not homeless, you don't need it. At least that's how they look at it. I mean, same kind of thing. You can apply for Section 8, but I think the waiting list for Section 8 is something like 11 years.
Oh, I'm already on that.
No, well, then you're good to go. If you're Section 8, then you don't qualify for that voucher anyway. Because basically that program is supposed to be a temporary thing while you wait to get on Section 8. Once you're on Section 8, you're supposedly good.
Well, I don't know if I'm on it or not on Section 8. So
how can you not know that?
It's for Glendale. Because there was a lawsuit going on.
Oh.
They didn't send me an application.
Yeah, I lost my housing voucher. I did have the opportunity of, relocating to a 1-bedroom, but I didn't want to give up my apartment. And then it comes, like, when I find my daughter, I still have custody. That's what pissed me off the most about it. I'm like, I'm still the custodial parent. I'm the victim of kidnapping here, and now you're making me a victim. You're making me furthermore a victim. And like, well, the program is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. But my thing is like, if I lose my apartment and I lose her bedroom and I have no way to keep all my daughter's stuff, when I do get her back, because I still have custody of her, when I do get her back, where the hell is she going to live? She's only 12.
Well, you said you have a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I still have her bedroom. It's still kind of waiting for her.
She'll live there then.
Huh?
She'll live there.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I lost my voucher for it. In order to keep that apartment, I had to give up my voucher. So if I was to try to get a voucher again, I'd be starting from square one, but I wouldn't even qualify for it because I have a home. You have to be homeless to qualify for those vouchers.
I don't know. I think you just have to be SMI.
No, you have to be homeless.
But
I was
in the apartment. You're paying for it.
Yes, but I'm not keeping it through a voucher. I went from paying. But understand, I went from paying a prorated rent that was about $180 a month to paying market rent, which was $925 a month, and my rent just went up to $975 a month. And I have to pay all of that, plus all my utilities.
That's cheap. I'm paying over $1,000.
That is pretty cheap for this area, but still, I mean, and that's the other reason I didn't want to lose that apartment. I've got a really good landlord, and I'm paying, really low rent.
Where is this
Right over there. Right over there. But he doesn't have any availability. He's had the same tenants for, I don't think he's had any tenants change in 2 years. There's not an apartment complex. There's just some apartments. It's not a complex. I don't like living in complexes. It's just a small building, has 11 units.
And there's no availability.
No availability at all. No, the people that are there, nobody that's there is willing to move out because we've all got a pretty good deal on rent. We've got a pretty good landlord. But
So if you get her back, you have a place for
yeah,
her.
oh, I do, yeah. And I'm making enough money. I lost my Social Security, too, because I got Social Security for being SMI. But they determined that I was over-resourced based upon how much money was in my bank account. But the only reason that money was in my bank account was because I got my federal stimulus check that everybody got.
Yeah.
But the stimulus check was enough to put me over the amount because I own a car, so I put the value of my car plus the money that was in my bank, which was mostly from the stimulus, direct deposit from the federal stimulus that everybody got, in 2020, late 2020.
Getting a lot of money?
Not really. It was like $680 a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to live on. That's why I was, DJing under the table. I mean, I still claimed income with it. I just
They shouldn't
never
have.
really
You
figured out.
shouldn't have lost your disability.
I don't think I should have either, but the thing is, ever since COVID and to this day, you can't just walk into Social Security and talk to somebody. You have to go through their phone system and make an appointment. And with the schizoaffective disorder, I hear way too many way too many voices to do that. Like I can't. Like when I'm on the phone, I can't really sort it all out. I have trouble sorting it all out. Whereas like when I'm in person, I'm talking to somebody face to face, I'm usually okay. But yeah, so I haven't been able to.
You go in there and tell them that?
No, because the doors are locked. You've got to be able to make an appointment on the phone, but they never answer the phone.
This is DES?
No, not DES, Social Security.
Go to DES.
I went to
Tell them-
DES.
Tell them what's going on.
DES didn't help me. They did get me on food stamps and they got me on Access for a while, but I'm already on Medicare through my SMI, so I'm kind of okay on that. But yeah, they got me. My food stamps got discontinued because I make too much money at Amazon, and that's like a real job. I get paychecks and stuff. So I'm making enough money to make ends meet, but and I don't even know if I would still qualify at this point for
And that's
Social
why
Security
you
because
lost
of how much
your
I.
Social Security because you made too much money.
No, I lost my Social Security almost a year before I got my job at Amazon. I lost my Social Security because I had too much money in my bank account, but I had too much money in my bank account because I received my federal stimulus that everybody who is in filthy rich received.
Yeah, but that was only $3,200.
Yeah, but it was more than $2,000. If you have more than $2,000, you're considered over-resourced and they cut you off.
Well, you're allowed to have an inheritance.
It wasn't an inheritance.
Well, it wasn't taxable, so they shouldn't have counted it.
They did.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the federal government is pretty ridiculous.
No, I would have fought that.
I had no way to fight it. They don't open the door. I can't talk to anybody. Can't get a hold of anybody on the phone.
Well, have you tried recently?
No,
Try recently because COVID's over with now. Probably
not according to Social Security. They still haven't have their. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't been there. I work all the time. I work too much. I can't even fuck with that stuff.
Yeah, so now you work, so they're not going to give it to you.
Probably not. But on the bright side, I'm working, so that's a good thing, and I'm doing well. I like being a forklift operator.
Cut it out. I don't like other dogs.
Like last night, I spent all night just unloading pallets of plastic totes out of truck trailers and putting them into loading zones, which sounds boring as shit, but it's actually really fun. I enjoy driving a forklift. It kind of feels like playing a virtual reality video game. And I'm getting medical. I think I get medical insurance. I'm pretty sure I get full medical insurance through them.
Too?
Oh, no. I wear this for when I'm driving. There's an armrest. Like I got a joystick and then I got a wheel that I work with my left hand. And then it's a stand-up thing. So I'm standing up and I got like two pedals that my feet have to be on, but they don't operate anything. They just make it go. And then my ass has to be against the pad in the left. Anyway, there's an armrest where my right arm rests, and just the rubbing against it, it kind of irritates my arm. But they've got this in the PPE dispenser. They've got these little sleeves that you can put on, and it helps. And I should probably take it off. I mean, I'm off work. I still got my safety vest on. I took my name tag off though. But yeah, I do four 10-hour shifts a week.
Yeah, they'll never give you disability like that.
No, probably not. But I mean,
Which is a shame.
But it doesn't change my SMI status.
I know.
And honestly, I mean, I'd rather making too much money. Since when is making too much money a bad thing?
Yeah.
You know.
You're paying tax on it.
No, I'm paying taxes. You better believe it. In fact, I got on at a time where they were doing a signing bonus. Apparently, they're not doing that anymore. And if I can make it 3 more, as long as I stay working there 3 more weeks, and I don't see it being a problem, they love me there. I'm one of the most. I mean, who knows? I might work into management or work into IT or whatever. I mean, apparently, like from just starting as a new person, just taking boxes and throwing them on a conveyor belt, like I advanced to being from what I've heard, I advanced to being a forklift driver way faster than most people do.
I used to have a normal dog. I mean, I love these too, don't get me wrong, but you can't take them anywhere. I just want to go for a nice, relaxing walk, you know. And every time they see another animal, which I have no control over, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because every time I apply for a job, they say, no, you're disabled.
Will you tell them you're disabled?
They can see I'm physically disabled and I have mental issues too. So they can...
Well, for what it's worth, Amazon strongly supports hiring the disabled. I did check the box that I have a disability.
I can't walk very well. I have everything's ripped in my
There's a problem solver that can barely walk. Now, I felt bad because she was a line loader for quite a while. I don't know how the hell she was doing that job as badly as she walks, and she's older. She's like around, like in her late 60s.
But then I'll lose my food stamps and my medical.
Well, if you're working for Amazon, you get better medical as a benefit for working for Amazon. But as far as losing your food stamps, yeah, you lose your food stamps. But I mean, my paychecks are between $560 and $800 every week. So, you know, I'd much rather have that money coming in than trying to stretch $100 of food stamps. You know, I mean, I got.
But would I be able to sit down and work?
Depends on the job you get.
That's what I need. I need a sit-down job.
But yeah, even the gal with the bad leg, like she's walking, she moves, but she's just mostly standing with a cart. Mostly standing jobs. But yeah, they're definitely about hiring the disabled though. I mean, I checked the disabled box, but then there's a place where you can, in the form or the application, where you can say, well, it's all a digital application, you know, where you can say what your disability is, or you can check the box to basically, because it's your right, you don't have to disclose that. You have a right to privacy, and I just basically invoked my right to privacy, but I just did disclose that I have a disability. That way, if in the future at some point I feel like I need some kind of reasonable accommodation for my mental issues, whether it's to be able to wear headphones to try to drown out the voices, or you know, what have you.
What do they say?
What say?
What do the voices say?
I don't know, different shit. Just different stuff all the time.
Is it like racing thoughts?
Kind of, yeah. Sometimes it's just commentary on things around me.
And in the past?
Right now it's mostly taunting me about whether or not my girlfriend's home or not.
So worrying.
Yeah.
Maybe I have that too.
Saying all the things that she's probably doing with somebody else.
But are they in your head, or you actually hear
It's
them?
in my head. I mean, I hear it, but yeah.
But it's like me talking to you?
Pretty close, yeah.
You actually hear outside voices.
Yeah, sometimes it's...
See, I just have racing thoughts.
Sometimes it's harder to distinguish than other times. Generally, if I can keep my head straight, it's kind of easy to ignore it. But
So you hear outside voices saying this.
outside voices, inside voices, I mean, it's just all kind of a big...
I don't know.
It can be a lot...
Get help with my rent.
But...
And he said, oh, apply for SMI. No, I'm not doing that. Because I'm not going to be homeless for 2 years.
Well, from what I've heard, the people that are on those housing vouchers now are not able to find, like, there's a maximum amount of rent that they're willing to pay. And from what I've heard, a lot of people that are on those housing vouchers can't find any qualifying apartments because nobody rents apartments in Phoenix anymore at the rents that are low enough to qualify for the program. And
even Section 8, they're not taking Section 8.
yeah, same thing. Yeah, like at this point, I think if I still had my housing voucher, I'd probably be
Shit out of luck.
shit out of luck anyway. I mean, I've survived in that place a year paying full rent. Right now, it was in
So
May.
what is the housing voucher like?
May,
You give it to
June,
the,
July.
You give it to the landlord.
No, they mail it to the landlord.
They mail it to the landlord.
And then I have a copay that I pay just as if it was my rent.
Okay. But the landlord is not accepting that anymore.
Very few landlords are willing to accept them anymore. And very few places are available to rent cheap enough
Because they're paying it.
because they'd rather get a high dollar tenant. I mean, would you rather get less money or more money?
No, but I mean, if they say...
I mean, if you wanted me to give you less money or more money, would you want me to give you...
I understand that, but
Okay.
if you say
But I mean, that's
the rent is $1,000 and they pay $800 and then you pay $200, what's the difference?
Because at this point, they can probably put some improvements to the apartment and rent it out to somebody else for $1,300. So why mess with you?
But then, so make it $1,300 and then the voucher would...
The vouchers don't go that way. They won't, the vouchers won't have a maximum amount of what the rent can be.
So the vouchers...
So you can't get it, so it's not like the voucher is a set amount. The voucher is a percentage of the rent, but there's a maximum of what the rent can be.
Okay. I got you.
Like they will not rent an apartment. So you can't decide, well, you know what? I get an $800 housing voucher, so I want to live in a $1,500 apartment and pay the difference. You don't have that option. That $800 housing voucher has to go to a $950 apartment. And it has to meet the requirements as far as like how many square footage, what amenities,
I'm glad
how many
you told me this,
rooms.
'cause I'm going to tell that case...
I mean, all that information's on the web if you look it up.
Crap.
There's a full of crap. I mean, the programs are out there, but
No, but it's
they're not very
not
functional
for
these
me.
days.
Because my rent is over $1,000, and he was saying that the voucher would help me. It's not going to help.
Well, maybe it will. It doesn't hurt to check.
No, but I'm not going to be homeless for 2 years. See, you know all this stuff.
I mean, keep in mind, when I got in the program, it was like, that was back in, I want to say 2005.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure some stuff has changed since 2005.
Well, it may be, but it doesn't sound like my apartment complex is going to take that. They're raising their rents. They even told me, you better look for somewhere else. You're a good tenant, but it's just going to keep going higher.
Yeah, that's the way this whole city is now. Although I've heard that the real estate market is starting to turn around. It hasn't really affected rentals yet, but I heard it's affecting house purchases. That it's changing from a seller's market to a buyer's market.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it has to do with rising interest rates, the Federal Reserve raising interest and then a lot of it has to do with just there's less people looking for houses.
If the interest rate goes higher,
But people's buying power goes down.
Yeah.
But as more and more people's buying power goes
so
down,
won't they raise our rent even higher then? Because they
possible.
Can't,
I mean, that's all up to your landlord. Your landlord charges you what they want to charge you. Keep in mind, there's really no laws in Arizona that regulates any of
Yeah, I
that.
wish there were.
Well, you can always move to a state where they have that.
I'm not moving. I can't. I have very bad arthritis, and I have a lot of. I can't. Like right now, I'm able to walk, but even when it's getting worse, and even when it gets colder here, I'm really hurting. That's why I have to live here, because I have really bad arthritis and really bad inflammation. I can't even eat normal food.
Well, for what it's worth, I think it's cheaper to live in Tucson.
I'm not moving. out
Costs are
there.
gone.
I'm not moving out there by the border. Forget it.
Okay, well,
It's crazy. I want to live in a safe place.
so I lived in Tucson. Never really had any of those kind of issues in Tucson. When I was married, I lived in Tucson. I liked it.
But they're not going to last forever, and and I'm lonely. I don't want to go someplace else that I've never been before. Because and then how am I going to move out there? I've got a lot of stuff too. Who's going to help me move out there?
I don't know. Good luck, though.
You know, so
Hi,
I have a lot of issues.
Hi, puppy.
But I'm just coming out here from.
Well, good luck with all that. World's
because-
tough these days.
Yeah, I ask, you know, maybe someone. Shut up! Maybe somebody will have. Stop! Maybe somebody will have the answer, you know, more answers. Or,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I ask.
One of my best friends keeps telling me Jesus has the answer.
Yes, he does.
I'm not hearing it, but I still come here anyway.
Yes, he does have the answer.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Listen to that friend. He knows what he's talking about.
Well, that was easily one of the most bizarre conversations I've had in a long time. Kind of feel bad for that woman, though. That's, yeah. I don't have any answers for her. I barely got answers for myself. Wow, glad I freed up a lot of space on my phone. Normally stuff gets cut off. Gosh, I forgot. I was talking about the Priscilla thing, and now it's like so far from my mind. Other than every now and then, when she asked like what the voice is saying, and I had to kind of be quiet to hear them, and they're like, "Yeah, your girlfriend's banging somebody else." That's fabulous. I would imagine she's probably home by now. In fact, I may as well head that way. Well, shit. I'm torn between whether I want to go home and walk up and get my Circle K drink. I may as well walk home. I was gone for quite a while. At least walk back and see if she's made it home. What time is it? 7:20 a.m. Yeah, I've been gone long enough. It's probably worthwhile checking to see if she got home. Oh man, I have totally forgot like where. Whoa, nice. I've totally forgot where I was when I. What's up with this? It's like should be a street light there, but it's like rusting out at the bottom and it's like cut off at the top. I almost feel like that woman's probably got worse mental health issues than I do. Although, who knows? Who knows what her deal is? But it sounds like she's already getting more money from Social Security than she's likely to get for SMI. Anyway, where was I? What was I thinking? Oh, before that woman just kind of happened, I was kind of hoping she'd keep walking in one direction so I could keep walking in another direction and shoot some video of the mausoleum. There's a really great stained glass window on the south side of the building. I was kind of headed that way. Anyway, gosh, I know I was trying to say what was going on with Priscilla yesterday and the conversations we had, but now I had that conversation with that woman by the mausoleum. It's hard to remember what my conversation was with Priscilla. It's like almost gone out of my head now. Oh yeah, so she was asking, she said gosh, something about her birthday party, like she said something about me being at Hideaway that night. She's like, you know how I know? I'm like, why? She goes, because you used my credit card. Like, she has this credit card. She gave me a card on her account, which I don't understand why. I asked her then why she goes. She goes, well, just, in case you need it. And I'm like, well, okay. Like, we've never really commingled our finances like that. And now I did. Apparently, I've used it twice. I don't remember using it at Hideaway. I certainly don't think I did that intentionally. But the only time I've ever used it intentionally was when she kept asking me to go over to Costco. Like apparently she's oblivious like what my work schedule is and how it doesn't jive with going over to Costco very well. But she'd asked me to go over to Costco to get toilet paper and bottled water. And she said, hey, just use my card. So I did. But yeah, apparently I accidentally did it. And so she's like, well, you were at Hideaway. I said, well, why didn't you come to my birthday? And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me you were having a birthday party and you didn't invite me, which she didn't. It's like, you didn't tell me you're having a birthday party, you didn't invite me. And then she's like, oh, well, I figured you'd just show up. Really? And then I said some comment about her being there with her, well, I heard you were there with your boyfriend. Yeah, she's still not home. Still not home, and it's 7:24 a.m. So, gosh, I'm trying to think what time I got home the first time. I want to say probably about 6:15. So, yeah, over an hour. Still hasn't been home. I think that kind of rules out going to, I know she's not at the gym, and it's been over an hour since I rolled by the first time, so that kind of rules out, going to Circle K to get beverages and breakfast. Of course, I guess there's the possibility she had to go into work at the office. I know she's been doing that lately. So there's a possibility of that. Recycle that can that was in the alley, make the alley a slightly cleaner place. Gosh, so yeah, so I made the comment of well, I heard you were there with your new boyfriend. She said she was there by herself. And I'm like, oh, well, I heard you were there with your new boyfriend, the guy that gave you the bass guitar. She goes, I got a lot of gifts from a lot of people. And then she proceeded to tell me how two different friends gave her, Raphael and Bridget, each gave her a cowbell, which is kind of a play on the old Will Ferrell joke of, more cowbell, more cowbell. A lot of times she likes to bring a tambourine to karaoke, so I figured they'd give her a cowbell too. And I guess both of those people decided to do the same thing, which is pretty random, I think. Which makes me wonder if Raphael was at her birthday party. He lives in Florida now. If he actually came back and didn't tell me he was coming back, that kind of hurts. But yeah, that he was messaging me last. He didn't post any pictures on Snapchat of Priscilla. A lot of times, like, there have been times where I've seen where he's been in town and Priscilla's been somewhere, and I see pictures of her out on his Snapchat, which is like, oh yeah, okay, she's her health is so bad she can't have any intimacy with me, but and that's what she tells me. That's her reason why I can't get it on with you, because I'm sick and I hurt and blah blah blah. My kidneys are failing. I ache. I've got pain here and all this, but yet she's. And then I see on Raphael's Snapchat that she's out partying with him at Castaways. So things that make you go I forget what night it is, but I did a screen capture of it. So. Anyway, and I was right when I said the other day when she disappeared last Saturday, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before. No, last Saturday night, when I said I came into Hideaway, and she was singing Tova Lo, Disco Tits.
Which, by the way, on the video where I'm talking about that, I did add more information to the oh, I forget what the tab is called in YouTube, but like the information, or it's information, I guess. Like there's a thing, there's a description. I think it's called the description on YouTube. And you click on that, and I actually did add a link to the Tovalo Disco Tits music video for those who are unfamiliar with the song, and a little bit more information. In fact, that video has probably got the most fleshed out video description of anything on my YouTube channel. That's what I did while I was home alone on July 4th to try to keep myself occupied. And stop from completely going off the deep end due to depression. Anyway, so I asked her, I did ask her where she went. It's like, well, where did you, I said, well, because she's asking why, I'm like, well, you said you disappeared as soon as I got to Hideaway. Because then she's asking why I didn't go to her birthday party the week before at Hideaway. She's like, oh, I thought you'd show up. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't invite me, blah, blah, blah. I think and she denies having another boyfriend. She didn't deny the bass guitar thing. She just tried to play it off like, oh, all kinds of people gave me lots of gifts. That's interesting. And then she trying to get over to the sidewalk to get a little more out of the sun. Got distracted walking in the cemetery and that whole crazy conversation with that lady. Really bad for her, but it's kind of funny. Like when I made suggestions of, things that might help, she's just, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, good luck with you. Of course, everybody's telling me the simple solution for Priscilla: break up with her, kick her out, dump her. God, as if that's, yeah, that's so easy. That's just, anybody's watching this vlog, you realize it's like next to impossible for me to do that. Hey, Phoenix Flower Shops. Yeah, that's what handles their delivery on normal days. Just that one van, or maybe they got a couple of them. Only on Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. And sometimes the day before Valentine's Day, interestingly enough, do they actually need independent contract drivers to help them out. Yeah, I don't know if I'm welcome to go back there and drive for them after my second shift of working with them ended not so well. Due to me having problems with my Benz and the air conditioning of my Benz and my Benz overheating. Of course, now, the Saturn is great. It's got nice cold air and it runs like a dream at the moment. Who knows what it'll be running like come Valentine's Day. Of course, on Valentine's Day, air conditioning isn't too much of an issue. Yeah, when I drove for them for Valentine's Day, I did great. I think it was Valentine's Day 2020. But then when I drove for them on Mother's Day 2020, that was the day that I was having so many problems with my car, with my Benz. But yeah, it's often pretty hot here on Mother's Day, and it was unusually hot that particular Mother's Day, 2020. I forget what the temperature was, but it was definitely hot enough that air conditioning was needed to stop flowers from wilting. I'm trying to think what else Priscilla said to me. It's so jumbled, and I almost feel like I need something recording just so I can play it back, because I'm so good at playing it back in my head. And yeah, denied that there was a boyfriend, denied, tried to make it just like it's normal. And I'm just kind of, I don't know, at that point I was like, yeah, okay. And I, not going off or being angry about it, I'm just like, whatever. And I went to bed. Didn't really feel like I had anything more to do with that conversation. It was maybe about 10 minutes later when she climbed in bed with me, which was horribly awkward. She's like, "Are you okay?" I said, not. I said, "Yeah, I guess so." Or something to that matter. I kind of gave her a nondescript answer. She's like, "I'm taunting you, huh?" I said, "Yep." And I didn't go any farther with it, but I didn't attempt to make out with her, and I certainly didn't, massage her or rub her or hold her back. I just laid there. And then she said she was gonna go get drinks and food. She asked if I wanted an apple fritter, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so. She's like, "Well, what do you want to drink?" I said, "Well, just nothing caffeinated, nothing carbonated." Like, she asked if I wanted hot chocolate. "Oh, nothing hot. I want something cold." And I said, "I don't know, like juice or sweet tea or something." And she's like, and then she's pressing me for a specific, and I can't give her a specific. Those are decisions I make when I look and visually see what the options are, which is something I can't do if she's going to get me, and if she doesn't present me